All right. Peace, and blessings, Sapo, the success scholar, Hakish for me. Thank you all for tuning in, listening. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. Oh man, had a beautiful but busy weekend. It's good to be here and here with the living, here with the wise, and continuing to evolve and grow in terms of my message and understanding that it's always uh, you have to always be ready to go to another level. So, um, and that's actually what's happening here with myself. I'm actually had a very just deep thinking day. Just deep thinking, looking back on all of my experiences and all of what I know that can happen and going to happen here in the next few weeks, and I'm going to do some different types of things that need to take place in terms of growth and business. Some things that I learned from some of the best and brightest. And when you keep listening to smart people and reading the right books and showing up at the right conferences, and you think for yourself, you can make some pretty good, intelligent decisions. And so, um, yeah, I just want to mention something before I get into my conversation. I'm not going to be long, maybe about 15, 20 minutes, but I was at a Kwanzaa yesterday at the Morgan State University, and I want to just share. Well, first, thank the young people that put that together, but I want to, take a time to say to many brothers that I'm not your competitor. Uh, we can kind of grind together. We can create opportunities. We can create revenue streams. We can add value. Or what did I write down earlier? Let's see. Let me get the specifics of what I want to say, or the specific term. We can create transformative value, right? And that's what I desire to create, and I desire to recognize your problems and ensure that I can enhance your problems in a proper time. So that's what I desire to make happen. So, um, with that, I want to just mention that as I was there last night, yesterday, uh, I had, of course, several books, and of course, my best-selling book. And some brothers act like, man, it's like kryptonite to even look, stop by and check out my table. Like, what's going on with these brothers? Like, really, like, I mean, is it, the knowledge that I have on my table? Is it so intimidating, or you already know everything? And I know you couldn't because you haven't read like the books that I have, or like I've have, and I don't want to appear like arrogant in a sense, but these brothers, you know, they didn't even, some of them didn't even want to stop at my table. Just got it. What's up, brother? Like, really? Like, I had 1804, I had gentrified, and I had the new Black Friday. So maybe I should have just did like this, held it up. So make sure that you see, like, I'm just not here just hanging, uh and that's where we got to understand that as a part of the psychology and sociology of individuals in our community. But it was a little painful, but it just goes to show me that these so-called conscious black men, that they're not as conscious and progressive as they pretend to be to everyone else in the community. They're not progressively searching for the more progressive, intelligent, and life enhancing information, that certainly could empower, and I'm sure that as I did have some conversations with the young people on the campus there. Some of the young people were very appreciative of me being on that campus with the uh, different books and sharing my press releases and sharing the 1804 and the gentrified film as well as Black Friday. So, but and even some of the elders, and I mean, Baltimore just got some dead folk. I don't mean no harm, but I've seen it over and over, and I just think that it's dangerous that people should really be that in this society after post-colonialism and slavery and Jim Crow that many of us are still you know don't want to read anything, don't want to learn, don't even want to familiarize yourself. You come into a Kwanzaa, where I'm the only person with the most relevant books on the planet in history. Not just am I selling books, but I'm also I've read a core portion. I'm not just reading books as well as marketing them. I'm out here getting out, creating different opportunities, and bringing various types of networks and super intelligent people to the table to make our community better. And so, I mean, you got some miseducated Negroes out here that unfortunately they are becoming irrelevant. I don't want to, sound mean or hateful or thinking that somebody's supposed to buy something for me, all the time. But damn, you just don't want to like look at the table with all of these different books to see, like, if you have not actually to see if maybe a book has come through that maybe you're not familiar with. So, with that being said, I realized that for whatever uh, those people that are perpetrating out here, perpetrating like they're organized in the community, like they're teaching us something relevant, but you're running from knowledge, or I don't know. I got a good record. I mean, you don't have to. I believe sincerely the quality individuals that I'm in particular circles. You don't have no reason to go in the opposite direction or not want to have a conversation with me. I'm just a brother with pushing books and knowledge and various interviews with some of the top super intelligent people on the planet, some of the more economically empowered individuals on the planet, the historically accurate and empowered, holistic, healthy people on the planet. And I had all of that at my table. So for these individuals whom I've known for years, like really, what's going on in your mind, good brother? So that was a very very I had to think deeply about that, and it was different ones. It was more than one. It was like actually three different you know perpetrating brothers. These brothers just content, just being content. Wearing the red, black, and green, and Hotepin and Assalamu Alaikum's, and pretending that they're doing something. So, with that being said, fortunately, I'm thinking 2, 3, and 4 steps ahead. So, um, I'm not going to dwell on that, but I wanted to mention that because I felt that being, my presence at the campus, was vital and is vital to the overall empowerment and development of the young people there. But again, some young people, and I realized that they're impressionable. So I just wanted to plant that seed because they're gonna come back. They're gonna remember. They're gonna remember some of the tools that I presented there for them. But with that being said, not to dwell on that because there are bigger, quite bigger and greater goals. I had such an educational day listening to some work, some um, webinars with Dekesha Williams, her webinar in Brother Bedford, and looking at some of my notes of what Trevor and Shay, the CEO boardroom, have laid out for us. And so, I'm on to the next operation. Just planting seeds and moving on towards a more informed analysis. And so I took some good notes today, man. I'm just proud of myself because after going through that and sitting up there, taking time out of my schedule, my intellectual time, my developmental time, talking to people, and just not being selfish, but realizing that yes, um, I feel like I have to show up at places like this, but eventually, I mean, and I don't want to go on the opposite end of that and become like someone that just only want to show up around wealthy people all the time and super intelligent people, but someone that's giving back, giving back and contributing to our community. But now, man, I had some awesome training and, today, and I'm gonna listen more after I get off this presentation because there was some good stuff I learned, about webinars, landing pages, email marketing systems, uh, and I truly believe that these tools certainly could. They're going to explode my operations. I already know it. I already see it. I knew it years ago, but now I'm finally. I mean, I've touched upon different things. Got my press release out. So that's kind of moving and shaking and put some money behind it. You gotta invest in your success. What's going on, Mike, Danye, Don, Brother David, Hakeem, Wave, Leroy, Fran, Venice, and Ama. But I was looking back and I have some audios that I'm going to be working on, working creating some ebooks and some. So y'all, yes, you can hold the feet to my fire, hold my feet to the fire on that. But got some plans for some automated webinars coming down. So I'm gonna step this thing up, but got the topics in place, and I was thinking deeply about my different types of experiences, from moderating panels to interviewing several amazing guests to speaking, at places like the Congressional Black Caucus. Yes, I spoke there 2 times. Second time was real kind of, a little bit more, as well as, some of my roles of, some of the more smaller roles. I ain't gonna try to, pump it up like I've been in some different types of films. So I'm gonna have some conversation about that. Read a little bit more about that, but I have individuals that are certainly more experienced than myself that I've interviewed over time, and I believe sincerely with some of the marketing things that I'm learning from my superstars like Brother Bedford, Trevor, and Dekesha. You know, we can get some things done. With some of these projects, but you just got to know, have a good, solid, well-rounded business plan to know who and where you're marketing, what you're marketing, and who you're marketing to. So that becomes essential. You have to understand who your audience is, and I, I'm going back to that because again, I'm just like, man, if these are the so-called leaders out here, supposed to be on the front line and popular on these different radio programs, I'm like, we are in trouble. We are certainly in trouble. So, not to necessarily name any names, but some of these folks that they're not reading, they're not even trying to find out what's going on. They're not showing up to any different conferences, and so I'm assuming that, maybe 5 or 10 years ago, I probably would look at someone like me like, man, you and I mean, but actually, I can't say that because I was very familiar with someone like Les Brown and George Frazier. I knew about a few millionaires and things like that. But I probably would think that I'm too black to make money or something, or I'm too I got my RBG on and and no green in my pocket, but but I'm cultural. Give me some incense and some uh some shea butter and I'm free. That's what I need. I only need what books I'm learning in schools. Like really, like that's what some folks would like for our young people, obviously, to believe. That you only show up to a college, get a degree, and you go get a job. And although some of these people they talk entrepreneurship and talk about doing for self and being empowered, it's like I gotta realize that eventually I'm gonna say something to him. I'm gonna have to let him know, like, look, man, like for real, I don't know what you saw at Morgan State. You see me at this university looking super sharp, looking healthy and empowered. You see the big banner with super successful individuals that get paid $10,000 and $20,000 and $30,000 and $40,000 to speak. Some places, and I know that maybe you might think that someone named Haki Ami from the streets of Baltimore, the West Side, you may not believe that someone like that uh, who has read 100 books a year for 11 years, you might not think that he should get paid $20,000 to speak or $30,000 to speak, somewhere, or that he deserves to be, his voice needs to be heard on the radio or on television or any other speaking engagements. I'm just saying, I believe that someone eventually may have a epiphany about that, and so uh, someone may feel a little different about that once I change and transform this game, and that's what my press releases are doing. So for you all that are in media, yes, please, I would love inbox me or email me hakiami@gmail. Do share, like, and subscribe this. I would love to send my press release. It's picking up. It's on BMore, Baltimore Black. It's on Euroweb. It's on it's on Black News. It's on PR Web. Uh, it's on it's down in Atlanta on 107.9 FM. Where Steve Harvey comes on. I'm like, man, I got my press releases down in stations in Atlanta, right? Their main FM stations. So I'm like, all right, so but maybe, Atlanta got some different kind of flavor. They see, you know, growth. They thinking big, they thinking more progressively there. I'm not sure. I'm not saying Maryland. I mean, we got some ballers here. I'm not, definitely not trying to, you know, suggest that, but look, I mean, for these media persons, I'm like, look, this is a game changer. This is a game changer, So with the movement, and I would have hoped that these elected officials that I've sent, my press release or one or two of them to the different media as well as some of the elected official. Actually, yesterday, Mary Washington was there. She's a delegate running for senator, and she sits on the uh, House and Ways and Means Committee. So, we had a conversation about the press release. So we'll see where that goes. But again, I know that there's a lot of moving parts to that, and I know that people may not believe. Sometimes we get into this mindset of what's our potential, what is our power. But again, everybody starts somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere. Les Brown and Dr. George Frazier at one time they had to start go and show up at different events before they reached a point where they were speaking, getting paid 10 and 15, $20,000 to speak for an hour. Eventually they had to do the grassroots work. They had to show up at different events. They had to sell books. They had to push books out there to people that you know want to read, that want to learn, that want to grow, that want to be economically productive. And so now this is what I'm pushing on, and this is what is happening. And so I'm looking forward, man. I got to get to this train. I was like, you know what? You ever hear somebody that you know that you need to go back and listen to before? And Trevor, I'd say, wait a minute, what's the comment? If the work is too hard, you have the wrong tools, right? So that's what I knew for years. I knew that for years. I knew that I didn't have Marcella, right, right. Uh, and I knew that for years. And so now I'm doubling back and positioning myself to, ensure that what the priorities are and have been, I need to make it happen. So good things are happening. Also, see my ad in the DC Informer newspaper. Yes, if you have the DC Informer newspaper this week and next week and the week after, we have a good ad in there. Yes, support uh, some of our films. Yes, for this holiday season coming up, you can get 1804 or Gentrified or Black Friday. And yes, I do have a small part in that, but you certainly are welcome. You can get that. But good things are coming up as well as we have some space in Baltimore. So for those that want to have an events, a conference room, yes, you certainly are welcome. Do consider Baltimore downtown, decent area, professional building. Do consider, holla at the Success Scholar, making moves, and so that's about it. That's all I wanted to drop. I'm taking some good notes here. I'm going to get back to my training. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. We're gonna create some more products, and for you all that have particular expertise, if you are the best in what you believe that you're doing, holler at me, and I would love to interview you. We are setting up some more interviews over the next few weeks, and I've interviewed several of you over the past few weeks, past few months. But if you feel that you have what it takes to get to another level, I say reach out to me. Um, Several events coming up. Black Speakers Network is having something in the DC area, as well as one of my co-authors, Diane Smith, is having something with Linda Clemens coming to the DMV, Darlene Brown, Peggy Morris, and Joshua. I think that's her son, Joshua. Yes. I think I met him at the PNC. So that's coming up on actually December the 17th at the Hilton in Largo. So definitely you are encouraged. Come on out, holler at your Success Gala. I'm gonna bring some Black Fridays too, part two with me. Yes I am. I'm like, hey, Joel Dudley Sr. up in there. You got to get that. Joel Dudley Sr., Mike Roberts, David Banner, Boyce Watkins, Les Brown. So Brother Rick Match has done an awesome job with that. So it's good to, be in that. So I got a few products already out here on the streets, out here getting some momentum. So again, I need for you all, yes, you can look through and promote and sit down and watch something educational. Um, Watch something educational for the holidays and should be every day, but neither here or there. So I'm out. Stay connected. Holla at the Success Scholar. Going to another level. Focused, determined, ready for the transformation, ready for the change, ready to go to another level. Stay connected. I'm out. Peace.